Why again? Why again? Why again? The attack is here with your TNA Impact Wrestling review, and boy, was I right. I said it weeks ago, I'll say it again. I knew hook, line, and single Hulk Hogan wasn't really retiring. I said it before, he was trying to find any way necessary to get out of his match against Sting about for glory. Well, he isn't. I'll tell you all about that in just a moment. But let's kick it off with, from Knoxville, Tennessee, a little segment involving Robert Roode and James Storm. James Storm coming home to Tennessee, of course, talking about their big match tonight, which would headline the Impact event before heading out with Hogan's retirement announcement, which turned out to be untrue. So let's get down to our first match, which was Kazarian versus Gunner. This is because of last week with Kazarian's little encounter with the Jarretts, with Karen and Jeff, with his wife Tracy. Gunner came in and attacked. So we got Gunner and Kazarian. Okay match, not a bad way to start the show. But it was all Gunner aiming towards the arm of Kaz, and when he went them against the shoulder pad, I think we all knew it was over. But after Gunner put him in a submission, Gunner had the victory. But then Gunner beat the shit out of Kazarian after the match, which made for a disqualification victory, reversal for Kaz. So Kaz wins by DQ, but his arm may be hurt. So we'll see what's up with Kaz, if he'll come back or not. It's a bad situation involving him, especially in the midst of the Fortune breakdown, which added more fuel to the fight with the announcement that AJ will fight Christopher Daniels in a night quit match. I think I predicted that as well. I fully predicted that AJ and Christopher Daniels would fight in a night quit match or last man standing match at Bound for Glory, and it's a night quit match. So it'll be very brutal. Then we had Anderson come out with, with Bully Ray in a little segment, making the match now a false count anywhere match. So we had a last man standing, I quit match announced, and a false count anywhere match announced for Bound for Glory with Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson now. So they go with that. Then after 45 minutes, we finally had a second full match, which was the Knockouts tag, as Winter, the Diva Knockouts champion, teamed up with Madison Rayne to take out Velvet Sky and Mickie James. Decent matchup. Mickie and Velvet looked very good. But after Angie tripped Mickie, the game changed. But I read that Angelina accidentally tripped Winter. I missed some of it tonight because I was flipping between the Tigers game and this, so it was tough to watch it sometimes, but I got through it. So Angelina accidentally tripped Winter. That got Madison the opportunity to pin Velvet to get the victory. So Winter's glad she won, but she's probably upset that she didn't get the pin over anybody, that Madison got the win. So then we had Eric Bischoff come out, talk about Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy came flying down. Eric says, Jeff, you'll never come back to this company. You are a great guy, but you fucked yourself up. You fucked yourself. You fucked everybody. You made us unhappy. You made us look bad. You never come back. Say bye-bye. So Hardy's like, okay, I'll say bye-bye. Then gave Eric Bischoff the twist of fate and said, screw you. White Winter Motor came flying down, chasing his ass. They couldn't catch him in time. So this whole Jeff Hardy storyline is continuing on. I bet you Jeff will return, but I say this. And I'll make my prediction after I tell you what happened with Hogan. So I'll make my prediction about Hardy later on. But I have a swift prediction about Hardy. So there we go. I'll talk about him in a moment, because my prediction involves what could happen in a scenario of Hogan and Sting. Then we had our third match, which was Samoa Joe versus Crimson. Decent match for what it was, a big heavy guy matchup. Some moves from Joe and Crimson. Crimson looked very good, and Joe, there's a lot of Joe fans. There was like a bunch of Joe fans in the front of the Tennessee crowd saying, Joe's gonna kill you, Joe's gonna kill you. And It was an okay matchup, and I thought some screw was going to happen, but it actually happened with Joe putting Crimson in a little bit of knee lock. Then all of a sudden, Crimson reversed it. He got into a roll-up. 1, 2, 3, got the victory. Got a little cheap victory over Joe. But hey, Crimson still undefeated. But I say Joe will get revenge. I say Joe may ask for a matchup out for glory against him, but we'll see what happens. I say Crimson may be on the way back to the top. But we'll see what happens. Whoever wins the title match out for glory. Which leads us to our main event. James Storm versus Robert Roode. Now, I missed half the main event because I was watching the Tigers game. But I watched the second half, and Roode's series of matches against Immortal. Roode's matches against the Fortune series with him versus Roode, him against Storm, him against AJ, and him against Cass has been nothing short of awesome. Roode looks very good. Once again, probably Roode and Storm's probably the most grueling match of all because, like I said, it was two tag team partners going head to head. And once again, back and forth action, great moves, a lot of near falls, but a little bit of a cheap victory, kind of a cannon victory for Bobby, but didn't know until probably found out after the match. They got a little knock, like Roode was going to be in for a punch by Storm, and Storm kind of punched Roode and the ref down, so they were both, everyone was knocked down. Storm was knocked down in the ring, the referee was knocked down, Flathead was knocked down, and Roode knocked down the ring. Kurt Angle came flying down, beat the shit out of Storm, nailed Storm's head against the steel steps, pushed him back in, and Roode was going to get a cheap victory over Storm, but Storm kicked out. And then, a lot of back and forth action again. He was trying to go for the crossface many times, and then Storm counted the crossface, and then Roode goes for a perfect plex. It looks like a fisherman's suplex. I don't call it a perfect plex. Got the 1, 2, 3 on Storm. So Roode is ready, man. Like I said, I've said it before. I didn't think they were going to build Roode properly. I think they have. They made him look good with Kaz and AJ, two prime athletes, and they made him look really good against Mr. Storm. It'd be awesome to see Roode as champion, something new. And we'll see how Roode does it as champ if he wins. But I think it was kind of weird. The only thing about this match was weird that they were chanting USA chants at Storm. Of course, Tennessee chants as well. But both these men do very well. Roode had a great push when he was a heel. Now he's a good guy. Let's see what happens with Roode if he becomes champ. If he does become champ, he does kind of deserve it. And it'll be something different. I think both guys trying to find something different. It was the best news that Russo's been demoted, and now a new guy is head writer, Bruce Pritchard. We'll see what it goes down. So we had Hulk Hogan ending the show as anyone expected, announcing his retirement. Throughout the evening, you had people commenting about Hogan's best moments and Hogan's moments in TNA and yada, 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 building his whole thing up. And I've said this on the show, on my tagline, and on my TNA review, especially last week when Hogan claimed he was going to announce his official retirement tonight, that he's going to make this all up, and then by some hook or crook, he'll be hooked up to wrestle Sting against Sting and Bound for Glory. He will wrestle Sting. Well, boy, was I right again. Hogan was about to celebrate the party. He was making his farewell speech, like, I've had a great career, have all the love. He was doing, you know what I mean? He was doing the whole crowd thing, sucking up to the crowd. It was like, I love you all, and then I let the party begin. Sting came flying down, and Sting talked about retirement party, put a little weight on the parade. He's like, all these cameras all around. There's cameras everywhere, Hogan. And basically Sting said, you never know what could be caught on camera. So Hogan had his, unfortunately, his candid camera moment. Sting brought out a tape of Hogan and Bischoff talking about their master plan about fooling everybody about Hogan retiring. That this whole Hogan retirement thing, as I expected, was a farce. Was a fake way to get out of the match against Sting at Bound for Glory. They had this whole clip of Hogan saying, I fooled them. We fooled them, man. We fooled everybody. We fooled Sting. We fooled the fans. We fooled even the network. The network believed I was retiring. And Hogan was like, that's enough. That's enough. And Hogan was like, I wait. It's like, Sting, I don't want to fight you in a match. I want to fight you in just a fight, Sting. I want you Bound for Glory. And Sting's like, okay, Hogan. But here's the deal, Hogan. If I win, Dixie Carter gets the company back. So that turns it a little more interesting with Sting saying that Dixie Carter will get the company back. Because that's what Sting's been fighting for the last couple months. When he came back, when he did, back in March, when he won the title from Hardy in that TNA Impact in March in North Carolina, he had one mission in mind: to get rid of Hogan and Bischoff in the front office of TNA and bring control back to where it belongs, in the hands of Dixie Carter. Been on this journey for 7 months to get control of the company back in the right hands to Dixie Carter, and he's close to doing it if he can beat Hogan in basically a fight Bound for Glory. So, and that leads me to Jeff Hardy. Now I say this. Hardy will be still in a wanting a one last shot situation, like currently unemployed. And then if Sting wins at Bound for Glory, if control goes back to Dixie Carter, he won't be hired until Dixie Carter hires him back. Because you know Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan's not going to hire Jeff Hardy back. But if Dixie Carter gets control back of the company, if Sting wins at Bound for Glory, she can be hired Jeff Hardy again, storyline-wise. So we'll see what happens. And Hardy better not blow this opportunity. You know, Hardy better be clean. And he's been given so many chances. You know, WWE gave him so many chances. In his last chance at WWE, he made the best of it and became the WWE champion out of his third and possibly last chance at WWE before he left to go back to TNA. So we'll see what happens with Hardy. You know, I wish all the best for him, but you never know if he's going to fuck up again. But we'll see what happens with his storyline, especially if Sting wins Bound for Glory. And that is my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight. I will see y'all later. Like I said, I'm not making a tackle anymore because I'll be very busy. I'll see y'all later much. With that in mind, has been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much. See y'all later. Yeah.